What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm be bringing you another BT10 match, and today we're going to be bringing it back with some BT9 spice as we have MetalGarurumon X Antibody on the left, the probably best deck of BT9, going against Crossheart, which is potentially the best deck of BT10, or at least a lot of people think so, but obviously MetalGarurumon X is still going to be a very strong contender in this metagame. Nothing in BT10 or the new starter decks really counter Melga X in really any way, so there's no reason why it still wouldn't be a very dominant deck. I still definitely think it's going to be much stronger than Blue Flare in like a tournament run sense, but regardless, early game here going to be pretty simple. My opponent goes in with the blue memory boost, and I'm going to set up with the Taiki. I don't want to swing in with my Shoutmons yet because I do want to save them, and I don't have the Tamer, so had to pass turn there, but now things are going to get a little bit scary. They are able to pop the memory boost to go up to 4 and Digivolve up into the promo Weregaruru. They are going to swing unsuspend. When Digivolving, we are going to bounce one of the Shoutmons, so obviously going to bounce the one that has the inheritable underneath with that Pikmon, but going to swing in again here for another 2 checks, and then going to Digivolve up into MetalGarurumon X Antibody, unsuspend, gain that blocker, and bounce back the other Shoutmon into my hand, and now I'm looking in a super rough spot. Only 1 security. Yes, I have Tai and I have Taiki to be able to kind of help me out here, but wasn't able to save any of the Shoutmons because they were bounced and not deleted, so don't have those underneath as sources. Obviously, I can still play them from hand if I do want to go with the Digicross, but still looking in a pretty rough position, so I am going to go with another Taiki. Gonna have to add the X5 to hand and put the Starmons underneath as a source for later, and now, I'm in a pretty awkward situation, so I end up just going straight for the X5 here, so that way I can gain something with blocker, and also just try to at least put some sort of presence on the board. It does give me a natural security attack +1, and I have the tie, so if I go in for the swing next turn, it would be swinging for 3 checks, but I had to try to set something up, and I didn't want to give my opponent too much memory, so the X5 going to come out here. Now, they are going to swing. I'm going to let the last check go through, because if they do go for something like Blitz Omnimon, I will just block there. I don't think it really matters too much. By letting 1 security check go through, which is going to happen no matter what, then I get the option to hit things like Sunrise Buster, so I could have blocked right there, but I also need some sort of aggression, so we're just going to let it go through. Hope that I hit Sunrise, didn't, but going back into my turn, I can't swing with that Shoutmon. I'm going to draw swing for 3 checks right now, thanks to that tie giving me sec +1, but I'm going to hit a couple pretty good options for my opponent for them to set up, and then hit Ice Wall. So memory boost, analog, Ice Wall is, I mean, that's pretty rough to make it so my opponent can't go for game. Obviously, I'm still going to be able to reboot and have blocker, but there's nothing I can do, so I'm just going to play out a Starmons, which is just a concede, and we are going to end up going into game 2. Now, that one was way too rough. I mean, I couldn't really get too much going there. I didn't see any Darulomons, wasn't able to get out really any Ballistamons or anything, and my early game was just way too weak. And when your early game is weak with this deck, it does get punished pretty hard with that Weregarurumon X Antibody, just because of the bounce is so strong, and then also being able to swing 4 checks in 1 turn while also being able to clear my board and set up a blocker was just a lot of momentum shifts, so gonna have to try to get a little more aggressive on my end this game, but as of right now, they are playing a little bit slow, so the hand might be a little bit awkward. Did go with the Garuru on board to Digivolve it for 1 instead of going and raising, but wasn't able to find whatever card they were searching for, so they are just gonna go with another Garuru in back. I'm gonna go to 3 with my Memory Tamer and swing in because I want to get that draw. I'm gonna save regardless, so just trying to get some aggression going, but I do need to find some of these Tamers a little bit more early, so I was considering playing Sunrise Buster here, but then I wouldn't be able to swing with the Starmons, get the draw with the Pikmons, get that security check, and I preferred that, so just went with the Ballista to put my opponent at 1. They are going to swing it with the Garuru here. I can't block because I don't have another Digimon or Tamer with Crossheart on the board, so even if I wanted to block, but at this point, I think I need to try to let a check or 2 go in early to see if I can hit a Taiki, because I'm going to need it, but I will just swing it with the Ballista. It is going to save under that tie, but still, without any Taiki, I am looking just a little bit slow. This deck just really needs that to operate. So here's that Sunrise Buster I was considering playing before, but now I do get to play it out for full effect because I will be able to play out the Ikari. The Ikari will be able to play out the Darulumon, and then I'll be able to get a draw from the Ikari as well. So able to get a little bit of cycle, which I definitely need right now. But the Darulumon is just in danger of getting bounced, and they are just going to go straight for it. No swings or anything. Don't want to risk it, just want to bounce it back into hand. And that is unfortunate because I do kind of need the extra checks to go through. They are going to go into the EX1 MetalGarurumon, which would be scary because all the save effects are on deletion, and so would be in danger of bottom decking. But if I'm correct, I believe you need a tamer to do that. So if they didn't have since they don't have a tamer out, that wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But in this matchup, that is something to be worried about because it can bottom deck basically anything. So gonna swing in there, get another check, finally hit the Taiki, which is what I need to try to get into this game. So gonna grab another Taiki in the hand and then put the Ballistamon underneath, and that's just gonna be mainly for searching purposes because I don't really have what I need, but I can go ahead and play out the Zenjiro. That'll put the Ballistamon that I just put underneath the Taiki on the board, so that way I can get the draw and the cycle. And now again, they don't have a tamer on board, so I'm not super scared that they're going to bottom deck the Ballista, but if they do play something like Analog or Cool Boy, that will go live. And here comes the Cool Boy, so that is unfortunate. They hadn't played it for a few turns, so I was just kind of hoping that it was a miss, but they are going to swing in here. My Ballistamon is going to get bottom decked, which is unfortunate, but I still kind of needed to get that draw from the Ikari. But thinking about it now, maybe I should have just went with the Taiki that I grabbed instead of going with the Zenjiro, but also the Zenjiro on board makes it so that I can go for more dynamic turns with the cross 4, because then I can play it for 0 instead of 1. But regardless, building up into back after the Cool Boy, gonna be having another promo War Garurumon in the back with EX1 MetalGarurumon on board. So gonna go with this Taiki here, play it out again. I am looking for X5 right here, I believe, but I do hit 2 X4s. Not what I need. I needed something with blocker. I was also under the impression that I would have been able to delete this Melga, but I don't think I could have. I would have had to play X5 and then somehow get out of Darulumon. So yeah, it wasn't going to work, so I'm just playing Fireball to pass turn, hoping that I hit some sort of Sunrise Busters in security to help me live here, because Sunrise Buster is doing 3, 6, 9, 12. It would do 15 if I were to play out another tamer, or just 12 right now, so it could potentially help me. But gonna go with the X Antibody, gonna swing Sparrow and then hit the X5. Doesn't matter, they are able to use the effect to just save the sources and swing it again, but it wouldn't matter because they have the EX1 Melga regardless. So there we are, MetalGarurumon once again taking the win. Now, I definitely think this deck is still going to be very strong into this metagame. I don't think it's going to be really going anywhere. It'll still definitely be within the top 3 decks for sure because of just the power and consistency that it has. And honestly, it does pretty good versus these decks. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be bringing you more BT10 content. But with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.